Welcome to another edition of Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast, with your host, Brandon Morrell.
This is recording artist Bay Simpson, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Tune into the show on iHeartRadio Podcasts, Spotify, and the SportsGuysPodcast.com and at thwn.org.
And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. Of course, busy days out there, too, in our Bay Area. KYPN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, thwn.org, iHeartRadio, and Spotify out there. A grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment out there, too, as well. And, of course, we just keep pulling them off, man, like cherries on a tree out there, too. And, of course, recently, if you know these shows, The Voice, American Idol, they're hot right now, too, and that keeps us in business, which is a good thing there. Some people say too good to be true, but you know what? He's out there, too, as well. That's the name of the title track out there from the single. Bay Simpson, who was on that very show, The Voice, joins us here on the Backstage Pass. Bay, what's going on, man?
Man, I'm not much. How you doing, Brandon?
Rough day here and there, but you know what? The show must go on, too, and I always say to myself, you know, it's always great music that keeps us in a great mood. Talk about just, you know, for the folks that don't know the artist, Bay Simpson, man, you took a leap of faith there the last couple of years going on that show. NBC's, I mean, just diamond in the rough. You got to love The Voice, man, and just all the great knowledge that those icons in music bring to you as judges. Talk about the first time you stepped on stage and, man, taking that leap of faith to further kind of, you know, put your artistry out there.
Yeah, I mean, it was nerve-wracking for sure. You know, the blind audition is a great experience, but it's to me, it was stressful. You know, I've been in the business for you know, quite a few years now, and I think that makes it a little bit more risky when you first go out there. But I wanted to do it. I wanted to take that chance, and for me, I just really wanted to be on a team and, you know, get a chair turn. But yeah, you know, walking out there, it was one of the more nervous moments of my life, really, because you just don't know what's going to happen. And there's a lot of talented people that go out there and don't make a team, you know, because, you know, there's a TV aspect to it too. And you know, it was a risk, but it's one I'm glad I went through with, and was just really excited that, you know, Adam turned for me and took a chance and put me on his team. And, you know, we had a lot of fun, man. And it was, you know, to me, ultimately, you talk about taking that leap of faith. I mean, that's what you have to do every day. I mean, if you're not going to do that, you know, then you probably should go try something different in life, you know, I mean, because you got to just put yourself out there. You know, I think everybody has to do that. And, you know, going and failing is better than not trying at all. And that's the way I see it. So I'm glad I went out there, and glad we made a team, and you know, got to have some fun times.
What was the toughest part for you? Because everything is challenging when you enter a competition like that. You know that everybody you're up against there, too, trying to blind audition, has been in the industry, or maybe sometime it's their first maybe year or two dabbling in it, and they want to see if this is like going to be the career for them. But you knew this coming in because you mentioned Muscle Shoals, the background, the experience you had in music. But stepping on that stage, was it wardrobe? Was it song choice? Was it, you know, did you feel pressure? Did you kind of just get out there and let it go? Take me through the process of like the challenging parts to a competition like that.
I think for me personally, it was just the pressure leading into it. I mean, once I'm on the stage and performing, it's really natural to me, and I'm just going to sing how I sing. You know, I'm going to do what I do, and my thing is going to come through, unless I'm really impaired in some way. But I'm not gonna be like that, because I'm pretty professional. But you know, so the actual performance is never the problem for me. I think the main thing for me was just the pressure leading up to it. You know, my mom was on a TV show called Nashville, and she won it. And that was a long time ago. It was about 20 years ago now. She did that in 2007. And so, you know, that was part of my story going in. And, you know, people know me as somebody who is a seasoned performer. So, for me, it was the pressure of just wanting to do well and look good and pull it off. That was the toughest part for me. Everything else was a blast. I mean, I love to work. I love the prep. I love working through the song, going into the rehearsals, and I love playing with bands. That's what I've done all my life. So, all the band rehearsal and all that's great. To me, it's just the biggest hurdles for me are always the mental ones inside my own head.
Yeah, like you said that too as well, to overcome that mental process or that mental block and then put out songs such as this right here too as well. It's Bay Simpson, baysimpson.com. Again, right there on the voice. And of course, Too Good to Be True. We're going to play that very track right here, the Backstage Pass KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Crank it up.
July 2012, summertime and hot as hell. A bunch of kids just trying to be cool. Mary was my teenage crush. Our first kiss was such a rush, falling in the deep end of the pool. It was too good to be true. Too good to be true. It was too good to be true. And it's too bad, so sad, that thing that we had is through. Such a high, everyone was so alive. Know-it-alls with everything to prove. Future's bright, Ray-Ban shades, didn't know we had it made. Climbing water towers for the view. It was too good to be true. Too good to be true. To be true, and it's too bad, so sad, that thing that we had is through. Summertime and hot as hell. A bunch of kids just trying to be cool.
Howdy, y'all. This is recording artist Neil McCoy, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. That's where I come in. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Stream the show anytime at the sportsguyspodcast.com and on iHeartRadio Podcast. You can also stream at thwn.org.
Looking to make your business stand out? Orange County Graphics has you covered. With premium signs, vibrant decals, eye-catching banners, stunning vehicle wraps, and custom graphics tailored to fit your needs. Whether you want to upgrade your storefront or turn your vehicle into a moving billboard, our expert team will bring your vision to life with quality and creativity. Check us out on Facebook or call 409-550-2906 today. Let's get your message noticed. Call Orange County Graphics. That's 409-550-2906.
This is recording artist Maddie Pruitt, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. It's the awards-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell and KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Tune into the show on iHeartRadio Podcast and on the sportsguyspodcast.com and at thwn.org.
Is your home or business in need of a fresh look? Right Flow Pressure Washing and Lawn LLC is more than just pressure washing, providing professional cleaning for homes, commercial buildings, parking lots, roof cleaning, gutter cleaning, and so much more, including lawn service and landscaping. Our mission here at Right Flow is to exceed the needs of all our customers while providing all of our services at an affordable rate. We're committed to going above and beyond where the job is done right. Give your property the care it deserves. Call Right Flow today at 409-363-2565 or go to rightflowwashandlawn.com.
Hey folks, this is George Thorogood, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell and Roger Barkley on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Tune into the show on iHeartRadio and Spotify and at the sportsguyspodcast.com and on the THWN.org.
And back here again, Bay Simpson on the show. Let's talk about this one because it always takes that, I say, one song in the industry to get you, like I said, that fame, that fortune, which you hope that's what you want to, but also to resonate with the fans too and get your music. Everybody wants to be seen. They want to be heard. Sounds like a famous line from a movie there, which I can't think it actually was. I can't think of what it was now too. But this one just kind of fit in your wheelhouse there. This Too Good to Be True. And man, you delivered it, I think, with a very special message. Talk about that for me.
You know, this is really just a song about coming of age, so to speak. For me, you know, it's another way of talking about not really knowing what you had until it was gone, you know, and it's also just a song about transitioning. And I felt like it was, you know, something good to come out with after being on the show, because there were a lot of things about, you know, that TV show experience that are too good to be true, you know, and wishing you had those moments back because there were so many cool memories made. But for me, I mean, ultimately, this song was written about my experiences growing up. You know, I'm a very realistic, you know, stream of consciousness and authentic writer. You know, I'm not going to talk about something unless it really happened, even if it's funny, you know, like or ironic. You know, that's just kind of my style. I do things my way. Like I say what I really feel and what really happens to me. And this song, you know, just kind of encapsulates all of what I felt like I went through growing up, you know, and I like the melody, you know, I wanted to put it out.
Hey, when you like it, man, you can put it out, no doubt. And I love how you said being authentic is so important there, because you're not going to write something or deliver a message to an audience that you don't believe in. And talk about your writing process, because a lot of it is, you know, being able to live it, to kind of preach it on stage. And that's the beautiful thing about music. It is that therapy and that tranquility we all go through too, but you've had to pretty much have lived it to be able to express it, right?
Absolutely. I mean, my writing process, you know, I'm not very formulaic. I don't have a way of going about things. The main thing for me is that I'm a melody guy. You know, my vocal style, I feel like my style in general, you know, is I try to be very understated, you know, like I'm not flashy vocally, you know, I just sound how I sound. But the main thing when I'm writing is I want to have catchy stuff in my songs, just earworms, stuff that you can't forget, you know, or something that gets stuck in your head. That's the main thing for me. I'm always trying to think of that. And, you know, sometimes it starts with a cool title that I need to figure out how to put a melody to, but most of the time for me, it's get a cool melody, something that I think sounds memorable and could be timeless, and then write something to it. And that's just kind of always been my thing, because I grew up loving very melodic music. And so that's what I want to emulate.
When you think back to the competition, you mentioned Adam Lambert has done it. I mean, all of you as well, or Adam Levine, I should say. Adam Lambert's been on the brain. I don't know why he's been on the brain too. Adam Levine, I'm getting my L's mixed up there. But looking back, I mean, obviously famous, Maroon 5, things like that he's done out there too. And one of the most accomplished guys, iconic guys in the business, with one of the biggest groups of all time too. When you look at what Adam Levine did for you, and of course that chair turn you talk about. Give me the best, if there was one piece of advice that he gave you as an artist, whether early in the competition, as far as you went in the competition, if something stuck with you, what would that be?
I think with me and Adam, it was just he said this a lot. Like we were cut from the same cloth. We grew up loving rock and roll, and we both have a unique thing. Like I have a unique sound for a male vocalist, and he kind of has that, and he loved that. And his main thing was just be myself, or be yourself. And that was all I needed to hear. I mean, like that. And to me, that's advice. And it's also like the best thing you can hear when you feel like you sound a little different, for the time. I think if this was 40 or 50 years ago, I'd probably sound like mainstream. But, that was the coolest thing for me, was just getting that confirmation from him that I do have something cool, and to not deviate from that. Just keep doing what I'm doing. And that was awesome, man. Cause Adam is, he's that's one of my favorite bands of the 2000s. And they're really iconic. He's a great melodic writer, just very much stylistically like what I'm about and what I listened to growing up. So that was just really cool to hear from somebody like that. Just keep being myself.
Stay authentic, stay true to yourself, no doubt about it too. And I tell you what, it's songs like this that make us excited here on the Backstage Pass. It's Bay Simpson, BaySimpson.com out there, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. And of course out there, we always ask it, where do I go from here? Well, Bay's going to answer that for you here on the Backstage Pass. Stay tuned, coming right back.
Should I throw my reputation and all caution to the wind? Should I throw a pity party, try to sleep with all her friends, say to hell with my religion and drink until I crash? I'm getting nowhere fast. Where do I go from her? Where does she get the nerve? Where do I? Tell me, 'cause I don't know. Where do I go from her? Or should I hunt down her new man, call him out and kick his ass? Or should I turn around, simmer down and show some class? I'm standing at the crossroads, I don't know what to do. There's nothing left to gain or lose. Where do I go from her? Where do I go? Where does she get the nerve? Where do I? Tell me, 'cause I don't know. Where do I go from her?
Hey y'all, this is Nashville recording artist Mary Sarah, and you're listening to the best in music and sports talk, the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. Stream the show anytime at thesportsguyspodcast.com and on iHeartRadio podcasts and at thwn.org.
Are you looking to increase your online presence? Are you searching for a new logo or company branding? Have you been considering more ways to reach the world with your business, ministry, or church's message? Barkley Music and Media is an award-winning design company that utilizes the latest technology while keeping the integrity of over 30 years of customer service. Web design, graphic design, multimedia, video editing, voiceover, commercials, logo design and branding, photography, and much, much more. See portfolios and testimonials online at www.barkleymusicandmedia.com or contact them today at 502-382-8299. Barkley Music and Media, your connection for the best in multimedia. Call today, 502-382-8299, or go to www.barkleymusicandmedia.com. Barkley Music and Media, integrity, technology, and design. www.barkleymusicandmedia.com.
Hey folks, this is Australian country star Andrew Swift, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network, and on the sportsguyspodcast.com, and anytime on iHeartRadio podcasts and at thwn.org.
And back here on the show again, too. Where do I go from here? All these songs available for streaming out there, as well as Too Good to Be True coming up in the next few weeks. Danielle Bradbury coming by here on the Backstage Pass, and former American Idol sweetheart and winner Abby Carter, and, of course, a whole lot of shows over the next few weeks there, too. Let's talk about this one, Bay, because I think this was another one that grabbed the nation's attention and, of course, mine here as a radio talk show host. Where do I go from here? Another message that really brought that experience to life. If let's just say somebody's been stuck at the crossroads, here's something to pull them out of it. You know?
Yeah. For me, this was kind of just. I mean, a lot of my 20s has been, just when you're trying to build your career, you're always in a state of like, am I doing the right things? Am I crazy, or is this, real? And that's mainly what this song is about. And it's about that, in a relationship way too. Just all of that, trying to learn how to go about your life. And I feel like, in this stage of life, in your 20s or whatever, and I mean, it could be any age, I don't know, it probably is, you don't really know who you are yet. And you feel like you should, and a lot of times that's just not really the case. You're just trying to figure things out, and everybody's just going about it day by day, trying to figure out where to go, what to do, so that's kind of the thing about this song. And of course it's energetic and fun too, and it's rock and roll for sure, which is really true to me. But yeah, and another cool melodic thing that I came up with, and that's kind of the main theme of my songs.
When you get a chance to have a little bit of a break, and like I said, from touring and music, things like that too, what's your escape? I don't know, for me it's the gym, because I love being in the gym and working out with my friends and just a group of people, and it provides just so much fun time they get to have. Yeah, it's pain, no doubt about it too, but it's fun at the same time. You're doing it for a good cause. What's your escape from music or just everyday life?
I love sports, whether it's watching or playing. I played a lot of golf in high school. I actually played a year of college golf at the D2 level. But I was always around music, so I ended up in music. But sports is kind of my getaway. I love, we're big on college football and down here in Alabama where I'm from. So that's, that stuff's fun to me. But yeah, I'm always trying to get out and go play golf or tennis or something. That's kind of my getaway thing.
Have you had a hole in one? I know I've done like once in my life. I had one time.
Well, I've never, it's amazing. I've never had a hole in one, but I've had an albatross, which is one better. That's a 2 on a par 5. So
that is something I've never done. Is that one right
Yeah.
there too? And I'll tell you this: the putt. I always tell people, I love playing that too, because honestly, that's where you win and lose the game right there is putting. And so for me, if I'm not out there on the driving range, just losing a bunch of balls there too, or the course, I like going just to play putt-putt with the family too, because that's kind of an escape too, to really, challenge yourself, but have fun at the same time,
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I love some putt-putt.
That's always a fun thing too. You mentioned Alabama too, and of course I know Caleb DeBoer has been there now, and of course I know it's not the same. Nobody will ever be identical to the legend, the Hall of Famer, and the icon Nick Saban too. But I will say, man, look, I'm an Arizona Cardinal fan, and coming up here in this thing called the NFL Draft, I got my eye on Ty Simpson to be the next starting quarterback in a few years for the Arizona Cardinals. Am I crazy at saying that statement, or do you think where does Ty Simpson fall for you?
Man, for me, the jury's still out on Ty. I really don't know. And you never know with quarterbacks. I mean, heck, he's, because I think a lot of people have that question. There's still a lot of questions out on Ty, I feel like, and just this overall quarterback draft class in general. But you never know, man. I mean, nobody thought Tom Brady was going to be the guy to win 7 or 8 Super Bowls, but here we are.
And what a time of year to be a sports fan. You mentioned NFL draft coming up here in April, the NHL playoffs, the NBA playoffs. You got Major League Baseball going on. So There's something for everybody out there to watch, right?
Yeah, man. It's the best time of the year. I love it. It's championship season.
I love it too. It's funny. I don't watch much hockey when I get a chance now. Obviously, playoffs I watch a little bit more too. But I was unaware that, and I say unaware too because I try to follow as much as I can, but don't follow as much hockey. But I love the actual logos. If you've seen the Seattle Kraken, the NHL team, and the Utah Mammoth, those logos are really cool for the 2 newest franchises over the last 5 or 6 years for the NHL. But I tell you, man, that Mammoth logo, I'm thinking about buying me a hat. Just so you know, that Utah team, it looks good. It does.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So a funny sidebar here. There's a minor league baseball team over here in Huntsville or Madison, Alabama, which is right next to Huntsville. But the minor league team is called the Rocket City Trash Pandas.
Yes.
And that's got to be the best mascot ever. And I'm singing a national anthem there in a couple weeks, and I'm gonna have some merch.
Get you some merch, man. That is a cool Trash Pandas logo. Hey, speaking of food, I'm a foodie here on the show, and I love talking about this too because anytime Nashville I'm there is like a test market for restaurants now too, and I got a list of other restaurants. A friend of mine in the PR business said try today too, but it's crazy. Even in Muscle Shoals, I've seen it kind of skyrocket in my last drives through there on the way to Nashville too to go cover certain events. But pretty cool how you've seen Alabama grow, but at the same time also even Nashville like a test market for restaurants. Like when you go there and you're doing business for your music career, where do you like to kind of go out on the town, if you will, in Nashville?
I love Edley's barbecue. That's one of my personal favorites. I always order some burnt ends. Man, I've spent so much time around Nashville. I love like the kind of hole in the wall places. There's a restaurant. There's just a basic Mexican restaurant over on 8th that I love. It's called Cilantro. I mean, those just little tiny weird places. I like that kind of. That's my vibe. But yeah, I guess if I ventured downtown, I'm kind of a Roberts guy. If I was on Broadway, I'd probably be in Roberts.
That's a good one too. And all those places you mentioned right there, fantastic too. All right, dream duet with a male or female, any genre of music. You get to choose. You got to lay it on me right here. Tell us about it. Who would you choose? Band, even a band with Bay Simpson.
Man, I'd have to go with Prince. I'd have to feel what that was like to be on stage with that guy, and we could trade some guitar solos or something.
I'd love to see that because you can play some licks on that guitar. Like I said, I put that instrument down at a young age. I mean, I picked up my trumpet. I was okay, 3 keys, I'm good with that. But moving my fingers and the dexterity it takes to do that, be ambidextrous, I'm like, no, I can't. Guitar wasn't for me too, and it's actually frustrated my daughter now too. She's started to try to play that little ukulele for the first couple of years. Now she just turned 6, and so now I'm trying to get her back into like the piano now too. Of course, I keep telling her, I said, anything worth working for, sweetheart, is a good thing, but you got to play the keys and stuff like that too. So she's learning the piano now too, but she had to put down the little guitar thing. It hurts my fingers, Daddy. Well, a lot of things in life hurt, sweetheart, but you got to learn how to to play it if that's what you really want, you know. So.
That's right. That's right. It's good to learn piano, though. That's an important one. I wish I'd have learned that before I learned guitar.
Well, we're glad you learned guitar, and of course, man, what you took off the voice, no doubt about it, is definitely transpiring for us here in the artistry sort of things here in the music industry out there. I say Nashville recording artist, Alabama recording artist. He's a recording artist in general. Make sure you check him out at baysimpson.com, and of course, all the music out there downloadable for your listening pleasure across all the digital streaming platforms out there too. KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network, and I know 2026 is going to be more worth it for you too as well, to put out even more great music that you guys are working on. And man, we appreciate you being with us, Bay Simpson, here on the Backstage Pass. Brother, come back anytime.
Man, I'd love to. I appreciate you having me. This has been fun, Brandon.
You got it, man. BaySimpson.com, and of course all those songs out there too for your listening and download pleasure here. It is the Backstage Pass. More great shows coming up over the next few weeks. KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and THWN.org. And of course, anytime, thesportsguyspodcast.com. Grand Slam of music, sports, and entertainment. We'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. God bless. We'll see you soon.
Hey everybody, this is recording artist Corey Kennedy, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. Listen at any time, thesportsguyspodcast.com, and on iHeartRadio podcast and at THWN.org.